I used to work part-time at a small grocery store during my last year of high school. It was the kind of place that stayed open late but never got too busy after dark. Most nights were quiet, especially during weekday closing shifts when only a few customers came in before we shut the doors at 11 p.m. There were usually 3 of us working the late shift, 1 cashier, 1 stocker, and the shift supervisor. Nothing ever really happened there. It was predictable and boring, which is why what happened that October night felt so out of place. It started with a single customer. He walked in around 10:20 p.m. About 40 minutes before closing. I remember checking the time because we'd just finished cleaning the aisles and were counting down until we could leave. When the automatic doors slid open, I looked up from the register expecting a normal late-night shopper. Instead, a clown walked in. At first, I thought it was someone wearing a Halloween costume early. It was mid-October, so that wouldn't have been unusual. But the costume looked old. Not like something from a store. The colors were faded and dirty, and the face paint was smudged unevenly across his face. The red mouth curved too wide, stretching almost to his ears. He didn't grab a cart. He didn't head toward any aisle. He just walked slowly through the entrance and stopped near the front windows, staring at the store. I glanced toward my co-worker Mia at the next register. She looked just as confused as I felt. "Evening," I said politely, trying to act normal. "Let me know if you need help finding anything." The clown didn't respond. He just stood there for several seconds, then turned his head slowly toward me. His eyes looked darker than they should have under the bright fluorescent lights. Not shadowed, just wrong somehow, like he hadn't blinked in a long time. Then he started walking, not toward the shelves, toward the back of the store. His shoes made almost no sound on the tile floor. He moved slowly, passing each aisle without stopping. I watched him in the convex mirror mounted on the ceiling as he reached the far end, near the storage hallway. "Do you know him?" Mia whispered. I shook my head. Probably just messing around for Halloween, but something about the way he moved made me uneasy. He wasn't browsing, wasn't shopping, just walking, like he already knew where he was going. He disappeared into the back hallway leading to the employee-only storage area. "Hey, sir," I called out. "You can't go back there." No response. I looked toward the supervisor's office, but the door was closed. Our shift supervisor, Tom, was usually in there doing paperwork around that time. I assumed he'd handle it. So I stayed at the register. A minute passed, then 2. The clown didn't come back out. Mia looked toward me nervously. "Should we check?" Before I could answer, the lights flickered once, just for a second. Then they stabilized. I stepped out from behind the register and walked toward the back hallway. The store felt strangely quiet. Even the usual humming from the refrigerators seemed softer. "Hello," I called. No answer. I reached the hallway and turned the corner slowly. The storage area lights were on, illuminating stacks of boxes and metal shelves. The hallway itself was empty. No clown. I checked. The employee restroom, empty. Storage room, empty. Emergency exit door still locked from the inside. There was nowhere he could have gone. I went back to the front, feeling a little unsettled. "He's not back there," I told Mia quietly. "What?" she asked. "Where'd he go then?" Before I could respond, the store's intercom clicked on. A soft crackle of static filled the air. Then a voice spoke. "Store will be closing soon." It sounded like Tom's voice, but slightly distorted, like it was coming from a weak recording rather than live speech. Mia frowned. "He doesn't usually use the intercom." The announcement repeated, "Store will be closing soon." But we still had 30 minutes before closing time. I walked quickly toward the supervisor's office and knocked on the door. No response. I tried the handle. Locked. "Tom," I called. "You in there?" Silence. Then the intercom clicked on again. "Check the aisles." The voice sounded closer this time. Clearer. Definitely Tom's voice, except it wasn't coming from the office. It was coming from the speakers above us. Mia stepped closer to me. "Okay. This isn't funny." We both started checking the aisles together. Each one empty. Shelves fully stocked. No customers anywhere in the store. The place felt abandoned. Then we reached the frozen food aisle. At the far end, near the freezer doors, stood the clown. He was facing the glass freezer, completely still. His reflection stared back at him from the glass. For a moment, I thought he hadn't noticed us. Then his reflection moved. Not his actual body. Just the reflection. It slowly turned its head toward us in the glass, while the real clown remained facing forward. My chest tightened. "Did you see that?" Mia whispered. The clown's reflection smiled wider. Then, slowly, the real clown turned around. He began walking toward us. Slow, steady steps, not rushing, not threatening, just approaching. We backed away instinctively. The intercom clicked again. "Leave," Tom's voice said quietly. Now, we didn't argue. We ran to the front of the store and pushed through the exit doors without looking back. Once outside, we stopped near the parking lot, breathing hard. That's when we saw Tom, standing beside his car, looking confused. "Why are you guys outside?" he asked. "We thought you were inside," I said, trying to catch my breath. "I left 10 minutes ago," he replied. "Clocked out early." A cold wave moved through me. We called the police. They searched the store thoroughly. No sign of anyone inside. No unlocked doors. No security footage showing a clown entering or leaving. But when we checked the camera footage from inside the store later, one detail stood out. Every camera showed empty aisles the entire time. Except for one frame. In the reflection of the freezer glass, barely visible, stood a tall clown figure directly behind where we had been standing, watching us, even though it never appeared on any other camera.